Welcome to Flurry Friday number 44. We're going to be talking about G Prime all of this episode. And we've got three big new deals. One is a translation, this time into Arabic. We're also going to be launching a brand new tutorial with a bunch of new features. And big news, ta-da-da, we got Greenlit, so that's huge. So, with no further ado, hit it. Is there something over here? Like, am I hitting a thing?
It's real simple, Ted.
This is what, Flurry Friday?
Okay, Flurry Friday number 44.
44. Which
Deserves, like, that's a lot.
That's a lot of episodes.
We ought to do some kind of special 50th anniversary Friday thingy.
Someday he'll be able to say Flurry Friday.
So I want to talk about G Prime this week because we got some great news for it. Let me start with kind of like, we'll go from lowest level up. We started on the process of localizing the game, which apparently is the fancy term for translating.
Where are we localizing it?
Arabic.
Why?
Yeah, because it felt like the right thing to do. It's a little unclear how to answer that question without getting pretty spooky.
Okay.
But in the end, that's the answer. It felt like the right thing to do, and so we're localizing it into Arabic. Which I think is pretty interesting because as the Noah's Ark story, I will need to be corrected if I am wrong, but I believe that story exists in the Islamic scriptures, I think. And so I'm going to double check that, but I believe that's true, which is interesting. It's a story that everybody shares. So that is now underway, and we will show that on all the platforms here when it's ready. Honestly, I don't know how long that takes, but I feel pretty good. We've never localized anything. Bigger news is that based on basically a bunch of stuff that we learned at GDC and just other comments, we realized that the game really needs a tutorial, and we took that opportunity to add a bunch of new stuff. So we've been working on basically a major revision of G Prime that includes an entirely new section, all in the tutorial, visualization of the gravity fields, which has always been kind of hard. You just had to eyeball it.
It's really
in the current game, the last time you ping a target kind of automatically ends, which has always been a weird, abrupt ending. But now we've made it where you can end the level wherever you want. Then we added new art, new ice droids. It's a big improvement.
I've enjoyed watching the team of artists just jump into this thing.
Yeah.
There's been a pause, not a pause, but we've been doing a lot of Redwall work, and then pulling them into the G Prime new version and having them do the walkthrough, like the space station and the controls. That's been really cool to watch.
And we took it really seriously. Like, we could have thrown together a tutorial in like, a week or two, and it would have been okay. Like, it sort of would have marked the box off. But I was really glad to see us dive in and take the whole thing seriously to make the game a much better game, I think.
It's really cool.
It's a big rev. Now, one of the big things that is driving that, step 3, is that we got Greenlit. Yeah! So feeling really excited about that. In my opinion, getting on ID with Xbox was validation sort of the business level from business people. Like, It was kind of a professional validation.
Yeah.
That was great. But getting Greenlit feels like a community validation, which is very different. And so having the votes, having the support, having folks get behind us and they want to see the game on Steam, that's a huge deal. Not to mention, it solves one of the main tactical problems we've had, which is how do you get the PC and Mac version out there
in a good way.
In a good way. And so being on Steam, really, it streamlines that for us. It gives the whole community validation a lot. Yeah. And that became a big key thing too. We wanted to make sure that if we're going to make this major release, that's where the updates to all the different visual elements, the gameplay elements, that all becomes a thing. And I'm pretty sure we'll have a chance to show some screenshots and some footage from the new space station, the new fire control. So we'll get some of that footage in here also. So big news on G Prime, and we're really excited about that. Of course, Redwall is still underway, making its great progress. So we're really excited about that. Probably shortly, we'll do a whole big Artist deep dive on the mouse. We've been doing a lot of work on animations and models and all that kind of stuff. Probably with Aaron, who's doing the primarily, really leading that step. So that'll be good stuff. I think that's the core
Yeah.
of what we wanted to cover. Obviously, if you're only watching Flurry Friday, want to be clear, like we do other videos, other things too, so don't think this is our only bit, but we use Flurry Friday to kind of keep up on quick things. It's sort of a news update, newsletter sort of thing. But don't think it's the only thing we do. Make sure you're checking out the other videos. And we're encouraging that the Twitch audience seems to be growing.
Yeah.
So encourage you to see us. We're every week, more or less, on Twitch. It's afternoons at 1 Pacific. And
Usually-
we're playing whatever we want to play.
Yeah, usually we try to get a game that the whole office can jump into and do competition. But if not, there's 1 or 2 people
Right.
that can play. And then the other thing we're using Twitch for is, like you said, showing what's going on in the games.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
having those deep walkthroughs, long videos that we can describe what we're up to in the art world, we describe what we're up to in the games in general.
Well, I think that's what we got for today. I don't know the next time we're going to be doing one of these because it's kind of news based, and so we'll see. Plus,
Probably August.
you think in August? Okay, so
Yeah.
that sounds about right. Obviously, it's summer. We got, everyone's got their kids home from school, so that changes the flow in the office, which is normal.
Yep. Flowers.
So, quick, shameless plug. Wait, it's not a shameless plug because it's not my product. But we went camping with this tent-style camp this weekend, which was pretty remarkable.
That is cool.
Really interesting product. It's like a hammock trampoline tent thing that you put up in the trees and you sleep in it. It's really cool. Not easy to figure out if you have no idea what you're doing. Not difficult once you do, but the first time out you're like, what is this thing? Anyways, kids loved it. I thought it was cool. It's a cool product.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good summer.